What up guys, it's Vaibhav and welcome to Vaibhav and Life, and today I wanted to make this video on my football journey because uh, if you guys know me then you must know that I was very crazy about football, and uh, few years back I really wanted to be professional footballers, but sadly I was not able to become a professional footballer. But I wanted to share my experience with football, so that's why I'm making this video. So I started playing football in the year 2014. I was around 14-year old at that time and I had no idea about football. We used to play cricket and I never used to find that game interesting because I don't know. I never find that game like really testosterone boosting. While one day I don't know, spontaneously I went to play football with my friend, and I was really amazed by the game, and I was like, I'm gonna play this sport. I'm gonna learn and I'm gonna play this sport. And so in the age of when I was 14, I started playing football. So I started playing football with the older guys. I remember we used to live in a society, so we had this park and you can play nine-a-side there. So I used to play with the older guys, and they were extremely strong and fast, and I was just a little kid. So I used to be very scared and I used to feel the pressure while playing. Uh, but I always have, since I was very determined, and I'm that type of guy who just gets crazy when he's doing this thing. For example, right now I'm doing bodybuilding, so I'm full on crazy about bodybuilding. But at that time, I was crazy about football. So I just made up in my mind that one day I'm gonna kick their ass. So I also used to train 6 to 8 hours a week at that time, and after 6 to 8 months, I was like, you can see the improvement in me. I have gone from just an average student to a young athlete. So you can see the improvement in me, and that's how my first year of playing was. I wanted to be in the school's football team, but sadly I was not that skillful and strong. But still, I never lost any hope, and I didn't lose any of my interest in football, and I kept on training my ass off, and I grew very rapidly in my skill and in my strength in the first year of 2014. And then the year 2015 came, and this was the best year in my football career. And this was the breakthrough year because I had grown so much in my skill and my strength, and in the beginning of the year I was selected in my school's football team. I was also getting popular and people started remembering my name. I was famous among all the footballers. And then the best part was I gave my first trial of my life. I had never ever given any trial, and also one more thing, I had never ever gone to any football academy because football academy was very far from my place, and also my parents were not that supportive. They don't wanna see me playing sport because they thought that I'm gonna score less in my exam. So that's why I never went to any football academy, and all I used to train was on my own and through YouTube. I used to watch skills and like used to do them, and all the training video I used to watch of all the clubs. So I remember one day I was watching FC Bayern's match, and I was just wondering whether I will ever be able to like play for FC Bayern or even watch their match because it was really amazing, and Usually they play in Bundesliga, so they score at least 5 goals in every match. So watching Bayern is really amazing. So I was just wondering if I could ever go to FC Bayern and train with those guys. And then after 1 or 2 days, I was just reading the newspaper, and then I saw this advertisement, and it was written that there will be trials for FC Bayern. And I was like, really? Is that true? At first, I was thinking like it's a scam. Why would FC Bayern like they would conduct trial in India? But then I saw that it was to be organized by Bajaj Allianz. And since Allianz is also sponsor of FC Bayern, so I thought like no, it's fucking real. The these trials are fucking real. And I think God have heard me. God have heard me, and this trial is made for me only. So I remember that the trial was in Pune, and I think there were really very well skilled players were there who have represented very big clubs like Pune FC, Pune City FC, Mohan Bagan. From from those club players were there. It was under 16, so of course they must have played for their youth team. So those players were there, and it was my first trial. So at first I was really scared. I was like I don't know if I'll be able to make it. And then I remembered my friend's word. He told me that, buddy, just imagine yourself getting selected. Just just imagine yourself getting selected, and you will attract all the positive energy and you will get selected. And I was like, really, buddy, does it work? And he was like, yo, yeah, it does. It worked for my brother, it worked for my cousin brother. And I was like, okay, cool, I'll surely do that. And so I was just imagining myself like scoring goals, taking on players, and like just becoming a star player. And then the trial began, and they were conducting football match, so I was playing for team A, and obviously we had the match against team B, and the score was 0-0, and we were not able to score yet, and they were also not able to. If you guys don't know, I used to play as a striker or left forward, so I really wanted to score, and like I can only prove that I am a good striker by scoring goal. So I was trying to score and take on player, but I was not successful at many time, and I was like getting a little bit of discouraged. But I was just whenever I used to feel discouraged, I was just imagining myself scoring goal and like getting selected. So the match was almost about to get over, and there were only few minutes left, and I was like, if I won't get any opportunity, I have to create my own opportunity. And I gathered all the courage and all the positive energy that I had. And I remember I was 30 yards away from goal. I received the ball from my teammate. I take on two players, and I created space for myself, and I shoot the ball with so much power that it went right past the goalkeeper in the top right corner, and it was a fucking goal. It was a fucking goal, and everyone was like, "Oh shit! Oh shit!" I have scored the first goal of the whole trial, and I created my dominant presence there, and everyone was like, "He is a big deal." And I created all the pressure, and I was just celebrating, and I was like so happy. And after that, we played three more matches, and I scored in every fucking match. I remember in one match I scored 3 goals, so a total of I scored almost 7 to 8 goals in that whole trial. And by the end of the trial, everyone was like, you will be selected. I don't know about the other guys, but you will be selected. And so they were almost around 30 to 50 boys, and they were going to select only five guys, only five boys they will be selecting. And I was just keeping my finger crossed. And then I got an email from FC Bayern that I've been selected to get trained at FC Bayern, and I'm gonna go to Munich and gonna get trained at FC Bayern, gonna watch them play live at the Allianz Arena, and also gonna visit Munich. And then I came back from FC Bayern, and it was a really very amazing experience. We watched them live playing at the Allianz Arena, and I remember they scored five goals, and it was crazy. We also get trained by their coaches, and I learned a lot of things and from their coaches, and I realized that what is the difference between Indian football and German football. Also, I met like boys of my age from different country. They were from France, Korea, China, England, US, from all the different country. And also one of the most important thing that I received from FC Bank was this ball, and it's really important because it is signed by most of the FC Bayern footballers. This is signed by Vidal, Arturo Vidal. This is signed by Philip Lahm. This was signed by Philip Lahm. Uh, and I think, yeah, this is signed by Robert Lewandowski. So this is a signed football that I have, and this is symbolic of my journey to FC Bayern and the hard work that I did to achieve this. And after coming from FC Bayern and having such a wonderful experience, I had just made up my mind that I'm gonna become a professional footballer and will one day play in Europe. Now, I was training very hard after coming from FC Bayern. Everyone had a lot of expectation from me. All of my friends and family member, everyone had a lot of expectation from me, and I really wanted to become a professional footballer and wanted to make them happy again. So in order to make it pro, I started looking for professional clubs, and so in India, professional clubs play in a professional league, which is I League. So I started looking for I League clubs, and I was uh, I was 16 or 15 at that time. So I was looking for clubs I was looking for under 16 I League trials. So I went to Minerva. Minerva, it's a club located in Chandigarh. So I went to that club for their under 16 trial, and because they were the best club at that time, they were the best youth team. So and almost more than half of their players have represented India. So I had a very good chance of making pro by playing for their club. So in 2016, I went for Minerva trial, and I was selected for Minerva, and I was very happy. I was very happy that I'm gonna play for one of the best club and gonna get selected for India. But the problem was that they already had the squad. They already had the squad which is gonna play in the under 16 I League. So they were basically conducting trial for the extra player. So the not even for the bench. So they already had the player in bench too, and so they had shortlisted around 20 to 30 boys for their under 16 I League team, and for that they had shortlisted me, and they were asking me that to stay in Chandigarh for 1 month, and after 1 month they will tell me whether I will be playing in the extras or not. and I was studying, and I can't compromise on my studies because I always had that rational part of my brain working. Because if football does if your football career doesn't go well, then what you gonna do? So I can't compromise on my study, and neither my parents will allow. So I had no chance. So I had no chance of playing for Minerva. So then I just dropped the idea of playing for Minerva, and I just came back to Noida. The sad part is since I was involved in trials with Minerva, so I was not able to go or give trials for the other I League clubs. Now, so this year was a kind of a disappointing year for me. I was losing self confidence and esteem. I was just like getting that feel that what if I don't make it pro? What I'm gonna do? What I'm gonna do if I don't make it pro? I always had that constant fear in my heart. It was, and I was just getting a little bit disturbed because of that. So I also appeared for state trial, Delhi state team trial this year, but I was also shortlisted for the top 50. If you guys don't know, then I would like to tell you that for the state trial there comes around 300 to 500 kids. I think around that only 300 to 500, and out of them only 25 are selected. And I was in the top 50. I was able to get shortlisted among the top 50. After that, I was rejected. I faced a lot of criticism in the year 2016. Most of my friends had started losing their belief in me, but I always had this belief that I'm gonna make it. I always had that emotional part working or delusional part working, that I'll surely make it. God is just testing me.